Are your leadership skills driving your dealership forward or holding it back? That's what we're talking about today on Better Dealerships.
Plus, we'll uncover the leadership mistake that could be stalling your sales and show you how to fix it.
I'm Travis Miller.
And I'm Jimmy V.
And this is the show that helps you build a better dealership. Today, we've got some better news to share with you. It looks like Ford is introducing a new AI-driven customer experience initiative at their stores.
See, Ford is using AI to better understand customers' needs and improve the buying experience.
Yeah, they're using this to provide tailored customer interactions at dealerships with algorithms analyzing customer behavior. And so they aim to create a more personalized buying process. Now, imagine if your team could focus more on delivering exceptional service while AI handles tedious tasks like data entry or follow-up scheduling. That would be cool.
Yeah, AI can help managers focus on leadership by automating routine tasks, allowing for more time to nurture the team and help them reach their full potential and help customers get what they need, personalized service from the dealership.
It's interesting to see big brands embracing the new technology and incorporating it into the customer experience. I would love to hear from you. How are you using AI in your dealership? And are you using AI to improve customer experience in any way? Let us know in the comments.
Yes, please tell us. AI is coming, and we all need to be embracing it and using it to make our businesses better. All right, Travis, up next is one of my favorite sections. It's Better Resources, where we talk about cool, innovative little gadgets or resources or items that we personally have used or enjoy or think are really valuable and cool that maybe will get you some efficiency in your business. This thing that we're going to talk about today is one of those. Now, we do not get paid. These are not paid endorsements or anything like that. These are just resources that we find interesting and unique. And one of the things that we love to do is share cool stuff with others. So that's why we put this in here. Now, have you ever gotten to the end of the day and you sit back and you wonder, where did all the time go? What did I even accomplish today? If you've ever said that to yourself, then you probably are not being as efficient with your time as you could be. So you need this little resource. It's called Time Flip.
And the device is called the Time Flip 2.
Right.
Yeah, but it's at timeflip.io. Yeah.
Timeflip.io.
It's a funny looking gadget, like a multifaceted die, basically.
It looks like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of nerd dice or something like that, which I like nerd dice. So it looks like one of those, except you can put little stickers on each side that represent common activities that you do, what we would call should be qualified activities, meaning activities that you, as a leader of your organization, are qualified and should only be doing. And you put those on there, and then based on whatever you're doing at the time, you just turn the dice so that sticker is facing up, and it tracks how much time you spend doing that activity. When you switch activities, you just turn the die. You flip the time.
Yeah.
So it's then it starts timing something else.
You're training some salespeople. You put it on that, that side. You're helping a customer. You put it on that side, helping customers. You're watching Jim and Travis on YouTube. You put it on that side.
That's right.
You're
Desk in a deal.
Yeah, desk in a deal. Watching cat memes. Whatever it is.
Whatever.
Right? A political debate.
I wonder if there's
online,
a little cat sticker.
Right. Yeah, or even taking a break, right? Whatever it is, or reading, whatever's important to you. So that way, you develop the habit of just turning this die to the right side to represent what you're doing, and then it automatically feeds back to your device.
Mobile device or desktop maybe.
Yeah, and tells you how it categorizes how you spent your time all day long. And so you do this, if you do this longitudinally, as they say, like over a week or a month or months, right? Or an entire year, you can get an idea of like, here's how you spend your time. Here's your time is divvied up. And then that gives you...
That's important.
That empowers you to then make choices. Like, well, does that match how I want to be? If I got to choose how I spend my time, is that how I would spend my time? And here's the crazy thing about this. you do get to choose how to spend your
Yeah,
time.
you do.
But before
And we're often working long days, so
Yeah.
you might choose to go home, right? And you might
yeah.
find that you're wasting a lot of time
Yeah.
at the dealership doing things that you really shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
That are what I would consider and call, and rich dealers we would call unqualified activities, right?
Yeah.
Because every type of activity has $1 per hour attached to it, and they're not all the same amount. The value is not all the same. So, as the leader of an organization, your time, your $1 per hour is much greater than a lot of the tasks are worth in your business. So you have to make those choices. You have to consciously make those choices. And sometimes it's hard to make those choices consciously when you don't know where your actual time is going.
Yeah. Awareness really gives you an edge on getting this right. So good luck. Check it out. Timeflip.io.
Time Flipio.
It's my favorite part of the show. It's better books. I mean, like I always say, like, why read any book when you can read better books?
Right.
Who's got time for any book?
That's right. Why read any book when you can read every book? Yeah. Well, you can't really read every book, but if you listen to this show, you can get a shortcut on a lot of books.
Yeah, that's very true. It's one of the great ways we add value, Jim. Honestly, reading has changed our lives for sure, and we've helped or encouraged many people change their lives by becoming readers. And so it's a big part of what we like to share with the people that we know and work with and support. So today, the book we're taking a look at is called The Coaching Habit. Say less, ask more, and change the way you lead forever by Michael Stanier. Right? You can find it on Amazon. And here's why this book is appealing to us. This is great for managers who want to develop coaching skills rather than just bossing their teams around. Okay? It focuses on how to ask the right questions, the questions that unlock your employees' potential and help them grow while keeping the dealership running smoothly. Isn't that a great goal?
That is a great goal. And I think that, a lot of times we have managers who are often struggle to be managers because they don't really have a great framework for managing.
Yeah.
Right. So this book, The Coaching Habit book, gives managers a framework, or anyone, a framework for coaching and having valuable coaching conversations with members of their team. I'm going to give a few key takeaways from the book, but what I really want to make clear, and it is clear by the subtitle of the book actually, is that great coaching all comes down to asking great questions. Great questions that open the door for conversations is what is crucial and critical to great management and great coaching. And so we're going to give you some takeaways, and all of these takeaways are going to be actually, 3 of the 4 are going to be questions that you can use in your coaching and for your team. So here's the first one. The kickstart question. The start of all conversations is the most critical moment because with a single question or a single opening line, you can either engage or you can lose someone, right? Mm-hmm. They can turn on or they can turn off. A great starting question that Michael talks about in the Coaching Habit book is, what's on your mind? And opening with this powerful question lets your team or the individual that you are coaching tell you what matters most to them. In a dealership, it can spark meaningful conversations around challenges on the floor or with customer experiences or with processes or with other people in the dealership or with management. And so you, instead of pigeonholing the conversation, you're opening the opportunity for greater conversation. Yeah, now, that doesn't mean we roll back at some point and get more granular and talk about the things that we might have on our agenda, but it really opens the door for a meaningful, complete conversation and great coaching.
Absolutely. The second question that we want to share is the focus question. And that question is, what's the real challenge here for you? And this is funny. This is a person who was a great mentor to us for many years. Used to ask this question or a version of this question whenever we'd be speaking to him and jumping around talking about opportunities and problems and things that we're trying to accomplish, things we're trying to solve, and we'd be bouncing all over the place, right? And he'd say, so he might ask, what would be helpful, or what's the challenge here? And this is an important question because it causes
what's holding you guys back?
Yeah, it causes the person who you're coaching to focus and really analyze their own situation and say, yeah, am I just spewing a bunch of words here, or is there an actual challenge? And also it can help you evaluate their ability to think and problem solve, because if they can't tell you what the challenge is, then that should raise some red flags for you. And it might be an opportunity, a coaching opportunity, to help them get better at analyzing their own situation and finding the challenge. If they can identify the challenge, then that can help you direct them toward, to applying their energy and effort and time to actually addressing the challenge, as opposed to, just bouncing off the walls.
Yes. And the question 3 is the all question. And this is a great question. We use it all the time. The question is very simple. And what else? So you've asked a question, they've told you an answer, and the conversation seems to have basically come to a conclusion. The feedback has ended, and then you sit back and you say, and what else? And this question, in my opinion, is so valuable and important, because often we have a surface level layer of thinking about any situation, concern, problem, opportunity that we've done. And on the first pass, that's what comes out. But that's the surface level. We haven't actually dug into it yet. And this question, the and what else question, forces the person to begin to think more deeply about the situation, the problem, the challenge, the concern, the opportunity, think more creatively about those things, and begin to find a answer that may have never been considered prior, by simply asking this question. And what's cool about this question is it can be done once, not just once, but you can ask the what else question, and then something comes out, and then you can ask it again and again, pushing that person to go deeper and deeper and deeper into their creativity, or to fish for more information about the situation. And you'll know eventually when there's nothing left in the well.
Yeah, you've gotten to the bottom of the situation. Okay, the final takeaway today is to make coaching a daily habit. Don't just wait for the formal review periods, quarterly or end of year. Walk around and talk to people on a daily basis, regular basis, and ask them questions to help give you an opportunity to coach them through through their development and through solving
situations,
problems and hitting goals. Right? There's a big
It's like
opportunity.
mini coaching. It's like in the moment coaching, or the whole 1 minute manager thing. It's that's really kind of how I think about this.
Absolutely. All right. I hope you enjoy the book. Check it out. By the way, if you're enjoying this episode, just a quick reminder to press that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on your notifications so you never miss a future episode.
And if you have a friend in the business, I hope you do. Be a thought leader and send this to them. They'd really appreciate it. We'd really appreciate it. It's a win-win for everyone.
As always, we're here with some better ideas for you to help build a better dealership. And today, we're talking about 3 leadership habits that can unlock your team's full potential.
Now, guys, great leadership isn't about just barking orders. It's about empowering your team to take ownership and drive results. A well-led team will naturally improve productivity, customer satisfaction, and of course, what we're all looking for, sales. And when you put those 3 things together, you absolutely have a better dealership. So let's talk about these key concepts, Trav.
Yeah, and a little preface before we do. Leadership is one of the core essentials of our philosophy over at Rich Dealers. And one of the reasons why leadership is such an important topic to me, and this is probably not something you've heard before, so much of what goes on in business is outside of our control. And we can't control inventory supplies. We can't control book values. We can't control interest rates. We can't
manufacturer
control
incentives.
Yeah, this stuff
allocations.
Yeah, the news, right? We can't control these things. And really, we also cannot control the behavior of our employees. We can influence it. And we can't control the behavior of our customers, but we can influence it. The one thing that is within our control, though, is our actions and behaviors as leaders. And so it's through the lens of leadership that we actually have the best opportunity to actually control and direct the outcomes for the people that we work with, whether that's employees or customers, right? And so I love to really focus on switches that I can, push, buttons I can push, and switches I can pull to make impact instead of, like doing a rain dance and just hoping something magical happens, something changes, because it never really does. That's also why I like marketing, because marketing is something we can control. Leadership is something we can control.
Marketing is a rain dance. Leadership is a rain dance. Those are things that we can do in the dealership to affect change.
That's right. So let's look at some of these key concepts.
Sure. Let's talk about the first one. It's leading by example. See, your actions speak louder than your words oftentimes, right? So if you show your team what great service looks like by being hands-on and being approachable, then that's going to translate to how they should behave, hopefully. Now, do you absolutely always have to do everything by example to make sure people understand how to do it? No, you shouldn't have to. But doing it on occasion and doing the things that are critical and displaying that behavior will certainly help move other people toward the model that you're trying to get across.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's say, and I hope you do, but let's say that you have core values defined for your organization. Topic of a different video, okay? But let's say they do.
Totally, but critical.
As a leader, do you abide by those core values or not? See, I've seen instances where businesses have core values on the wall, and in the handbook, but the leaders don't really embody those core values. And so they set a poor example. And so that sends a message to everybody else in the organization that those values are really just words. They're really just talk. They don't really matter. And which might be an indication that your core values aren't the right core values. It might not be so much that you need to change your behavior. It might be that you picked the wrong values and need to, re-examine that and pick values that are better aligned with your own behavior and your own actions, so that you can demonstrate through your own, as leading by example, you can demonstrate that, how to bring these values to life, right?
Yeah, and so sometimes it's as you said, it's missing values, wrong values, poorly described values. I mean, we could do a whole topic, a whole show on values, probably should. So values are critical. Leading by example, by demonstrating values is a great way to lead. So let's talk about number two. Number two is to create a feedback loop. So instead of you're just delivering these top-down directives, telling people what to do, you're engaging in a two-way feedback system, a conversation. What real communication looks like is this. It's two-way. Regularly ask your employees for their feedback, their opinions on how to improve, on how to make things better, on how what they're doing could be improved for the organization, what pitfalls they might find. This not only boosts the morale, but it also leads to new and better ideas. And that's what we're always after if we want to be a better dealership. Leadership is about that communication.
Good questions that you can ask to, get this feedback. What's working? What's not working? And what could we do better, right? Your employees likely have a lot of ideas around those things, and they may not be telling you. They probably aren't telling you because they may be afraid to share their true opinion with you. And so that leads to a little second subpart, which probably also needs to be the topic of another episode, which is how to effectively receive feedback. So when an employee is brave enough and bold enough to come to you and share feedback about something that's not working or something that the organization can do better, how you respond to that feedback is critical, because if you respond poorly in the moment, then you can be sure they're not going to give you any feedback again in the future, and you will have shut down the conversation.
Right. And there's a whole methodology for delivering the directives and the communication that you're trying to deliver too. You want to be clear and direct with compassion whenever you're communicating. Now, listen, you may not be, as the top leader of the organization, you might not be having regular conversations with everyone in the dealership, but you always have your own group of constituents, and that group of constituents, whether it be upper level management or or you are speaking with everyone, either way, these rules apply.
All right. The third key concept here is to empower decision making. All right, you want to empower your staff who are making customer-facing decisions. You want them to be able to make those decisions without constant oversight, where they have to constantly go and ask the boss. Like give them parameters to operate within, give them values to operate by, and then trust them to make the decisions in the moment. That's going to make the experience better for them and the experience better for your customers. All right.
Yeah, having those that outline set, those rules, those framework guide wires, I guess. I'm trying to find the right word there. You can allow them to have the confidence and trust them to make good choices. Without those guide wires, like the values, like a set of directives that you outline, they too much openness breeds a lack of confidence. It leads to not being paralysis. It's the analysis by paralysis by analysis. So you have to give them some framework to operate by, and by outlining that framework, and trusting them, gives them the confidence to make those decisions. And this allows you to not have to micromanage, which is not what you want to be doing as a leader. You want to be a great leader, not a micromanager. These are the tools that help you get there. Leading by example, creating feedback loop, empowering decision-making, having strong values and framework for what good decisions look like.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments, like, how have your leadership experiences, compared to these ideas? Like, how are you incorporating these ideas into your business day to day to build better culture and to build better customer experience, through being a better leader? We'd love to hear about it.
Tell us about your values in the comments. Do you have a pre-prescribed set of values? What are they? We'd love to know what you think about what we've been talking about today. Share your thoughts below. Let us know in the comments what important leadership strategies have worked for you at your store.
We look forward to hearing from you. Let's continue this conversation. Head on over to betterdealerships.com and join our Facebook group. It's free. It's the best way to stay connected with us and all the other dealerships. Better Dealerships universe. It's betterdealerships.com.